On this date in history, 1972, Chuck Berry scored his first number one hit, My Ding-a-Ling, which is a great song. And I brought that up just because on this date in, I think it was 1871, Thomas Edison created the light bulb. I was talking to my kid this morning.
Really?
Yeah. I was telling my kid, we have this new invention. I said, can you imagine, the first time one of your classmates got the new Xbox and you still had Atari? You're still taping the screen onto the TV.
No,
right?
I like the way you were trying to make it an out. That's a great.
I could not. And he's like, "Oh, that would suck." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's got this newfangled thing. It's so much better than what you got. You're still taping up remember you had to tape the screens up on your 27-inch tube TV, and now your kid's got something. He's got this, and it's like I'll say multiply that by a billion. Could you imagine not having to pour kerosene in the lamp, get a match, light it just to go take a piss in the middle of the night? And all you had to do was flip a switch and there was a light bulb on. I said, could you imagine what that was like?
Were light bulbs, I'm going to ask you this because you watch the History Channel, so I don't expect you to know, but you far greater chance of me knowing. Much like everything else, was the technology super expensive?
It was.
So I would assume only the aristocrats, only the wealthy had light bulbs.
And I think it was actually unveiled at a World's Fair.
Yep.
Where
Louis?
I'm not sure, but I think it was in the United States, and the whole thing was electrified. And so when people showed up, they're like, what is this? There's all these
things in light.
It's nighttime and I can see. I mean, can you imagine how stupid crazy that is?
I'm trying to think. So what do we have? Is it the internet?
Not even the internet.
No, but the internet.
And the thing is there's still areas of the world that don't have electricity.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we flush so much clean water down the toilet.
Yep.
And to know that there's undeveloped countries that still can't get water and there's loss of life because of it is just absolutely mind-boggling to me how blessed and how fortunate we are. You could be the poor of the poor of the poor of the poor in this country, and you're going to get a bottle of water somewhere.
Yeah.
You can get water. In some countries, you can't even get a clean bottle of water. It's just mind-boggling to me. But I couldn't even wrap myself around what it would be like now to have maybe teleportation. You're talking about Star Trek?
Yeah, that's what I was trying.
If we could do something where I could be in San Francisco in 3 seconds, would that be like a time machine? I don't know. But there's nothing I don't think at this point in our lives that could be as mind-blowing or life-changing as something like
but we don't know
electricity.
that they're not working on it.
No, I mean, we don't.
Right, because think about when the light bulb got invented. So Thomas Edison and, whatever, his buddies, they kind of knew he was working on it.
See, and I don't know if there was we already ramped up. We're going to space.
Right.
The sky's the limit.
Well, that's
teleportation. Right. I don't know if 10 years before he created the light bulb that there were people going, wouldn't it be really cool if somehow, because I don't even know how electricity was harnessed at that point.
That's right. Right.
Or did it just happen and you're like, where'd this come from? Like it's because you had Tesla working on it and he was talking about electricity from the ground and you didn't even need lines and all that stuff, which is crazy and scientifically it's proven it can happen.
Well, I mean, and that's what I'm saying is it a threshold thing? I mean, look, the internet, you got to say.
Because those things were so gradual. Like a refrigerator was a gradual process. We don't have to bring a block of ice and put it in this box anymore. No, we got this thing.
Okay, so the light changed. So wouldn't you say the car, the plane, the car, the plane, computing, and the internet? The internet is the light bulb.
Well, running. You said running water. I mean, my dad used to have to shit outside.
Yeah.
In 1937, he was pooping. He had to go outside to go poop. Can you imagine what it's like to have running water in your house for the first time?
I know. But that's what I'm saying. But again, that's why I'm going on the internet. The internet, for the first time, connected. We were able to connect globally to people.
Yeah.
With every possible, the same way the light bulb.
Do you remember the first time you got on the internet? That's a great question.
I don't.
But I bet you remember the first time you saw a light bulb.
No, but I do remember the first time I modemed in. Well, I guess I've seen it. The modem. The first time I did the modem, and I was
the tan computer screen with a big box, and how slow it was. We used to have something up at I think it was Citadel Broadcasting at the time. This was 20 years ago, whatever. Yeah, make the noise it would take, and there was this webcam channel,
right,
where you could see. Again, there wasn't websites. There wasn't.
That's right.
You couldn't surf the web. There was no Google. There's nothing to surf.
That's right.
Because it was relatively new, and I remember there was like 15 different cameras, and some of them were kind of nasty. But people have webcams, and they were. I mean, it was really difficult to see, and the boxes were this big, and you're kind of like looking at it.
So I remember. Here's one. When we had our first child, St. Vincent's Health had this thing that they told you about. They're like, now we have this technology, and after you have the baby, you're going to be able to go into a room and dial up on a phone, and you're going to give your parents this special telephone number, and when you dial them up, it will come up on their television. You will come up on their television, and we were like, and we're not technologists, we're like, whoa. Like in California, like, oh yes, and again, I didn't know. I was like, that's the most amazing thing, and the connection was terrible. Yeah. I don't know my parents, but yes, my mom was crying, or because you could see, and that's kind of what I'm trying to think. Those watershed moments. You're right. And we know because technology has developed exponentially. The light bulbs are coming out like this.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, and Zoom's been around for a long time.
FaceTime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that is. I still don't know if because I think it's a foundational thing. It's electricity. It's flight. It's television. Those were the first ones. Now we're taking it to the high level. Transportation.
Yeah.
If you can get me to L.A.
They say it's possible.
How? With our molecules? But don't you watch? Did you ever watch Star Trek? You got to be super careful because if the molecules get mixed up in the wrong way.
Yeah, well, we can already move a molecule from one thing to another. We can do that. So we know teletransportation is there. The science is there, but it would take a machine the size of Earth to move the billions and billions and billions and billions of molecules in a body from one. So I guess
that's what they said about a computer.
Well, I know, right? Mm-hmm. So it's all quantum, right? It's quantum science. So it's we can move one of your. But if you can move one, we'll be able to move.
But didn't you? Was it Star Trek or was it a different show where if you mess up the molecules,
you come back with a horn in the middle of your head?
Yes.
I don't. There's some.
What are we saying?
There's some things in science that I'm like, be careful what we're wishing for.
Well, genetic alteration.
Yeah.
Regrow your arms. Pick your babies. I mean, come on.
I know it's kind of scary.